Okay.
Hello, everyone. Hello. So I am the company today. I am the company. My name is Dr. Rene Margary. And as you know, this is my Leti and this is JB.
Justin.
So,
Hello.
what we're talking about today, and we are going to be talking, we're talking about real life issues and things that happen within the construct of a relationship. So, today, I'm going to butt my nose into their relationship. They're going to somewhat be, for lack of a better term, they're going to be our working models.
Models. Yes.
You guys might call them guinea pigs. I
Guinea
call them
pigs.
working models.
Models. That's
That's
good.
not them that's giddy or pig.
Model.
So,
this.
yes, there you go. Throw that back again.
Woo!
Oh, I
Let's
like
go.
that.
Get it, girl.
Yes. Okay. So we want to talk about what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about the conversations that we don't have in relationships. So for example, the conversation that we don't have in relationships is when the thermostat is reset and we're angry and it's reset to just being neutral and going away in our corners and we're not communicating at all
At all.
what that looks like. I am going to run a little scene study here and I'm going to ask JB what that looks like for him. And then I'm going to ask Letty what that looks like for her. And then we're going to work through it. So, JB, what does that look like for you when it goes cold? Do you want to talk then or do you want to go to the corner?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for asking. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, when it goes cold, I prefer to be able to talk about it, even if it's in the heat of the moment. If we can take some time to if we really need to have a moment of clarity, take a breath. But I prefer to have it discussed, sooner the better. That way I can address what's going on, and I can if there's something that I'm able to fix or something that I'm able to take care of, I would like to address right there, so I don't have to keep on like going about my day with this on my shoulders, which is different for some people. But me personally, I like to deal with it right then and there. If there's something that I can deal with, I can take a breath. I'm able to figure out what I need to do to assess the situation and go from there.
So you're ready to start immediately processing. Summation of what you just said. That's what you're ready to do. Now I'm going to ask Letty, when that happens, do you retreat? Do you want to have the discussion then? Or do you want to have the discussion later? Especially if you have to de-escalate, you have to impute that value. If you feel like you have to de-escalate, or if that's not your conversational style, like some people are just not confrontational. Some people are. And I'm not saying that you are or you're not.
Absolutely right.
I'm asking you, what are you?
Wow. I can be both. I can be confrontational and retreat. It depends on really, I guess, the response that I get from my partner. Right. I mean, there are times like today, for example, I love you, but I don't like you much today.
I love you.
It's been, I love you too, but I've been sitting in silence just so I don't have to rock the boat, just so I don't have to, feel like, to keep the peace. So to speak. That's kind of where it's been at for me.
Now, let me ask you, in the homeostasis, is there peace? Is there peace that we're keeping, or we're just not ready to have the conversation? Is there peace? Does this feel like peace? Like if you don't want to rock the boat and if you're ready to talk, are we sitting in peace?
I'll probably say no. You know what I mean?
So
I'm sitting
you
in
mean
peace.
right now?
Let's say
Or
that this
today?
is right now. This is today. You said, for example, today. Are we thereby sitting in peace when we're there? Are you in peace? When you choose not to rock the boat, is that peace for you?
No.
Thank you.
It's not peaceful.
Okay,
Thank
boom.
you.
Let's
Thank
address
you.
that.
Not even
Thank you.
close.
And thank
Because
you.
it's not peace. She's just chosen. That's the way she's chosen to wait for a more opportune time to have the discussion, because she doesn't quite know how to navigate there with the way that he's acting. And I don't know how you're acting, but for her, that's what stops her. That's what stops her from moving forward. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Okay. So when she feels that communication is then reset from the homeostasis. So let me tell you what a homeostasis is. It is the thermostat in the relationship where we function or either dysfunction in the relationship. So oftentimes what happens in the relationship is it's reset when we're angry. It's reset when we're happy. If we always function in dysfunction, that's really not a reset. We can reset it when we get mad or really, really unhappy. But if we just work in a dysfunction, we are comfortable there. And that's where we set.
Oh.
That is where, like, you know, if your house sits at 75 or 76 in the winter, that is where it is stationed and is set there. And that is where it's comfortable. Yeah. So where you guys are comfortable, it goes down. It takes a dive for Leti. Right. For you, you're ready to discuss it then. But because you don't discuss it then, how does that make you feel? Because you don't discuss it then. And why don't you discuss it then?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Please tell me.
And there's times, don't get me wrong, where it's better that I don't discuss it then, because sometimes I need some time to reflect. Sometimes I really need to go off and like take a breather. Because, you know, when you get mad at times, well, at least for myself, sometimes you say things you don't mean. You know what I mean? And for me, I just, there are times when but I also feel like I can take that quick second to be able to analyze what I'm doing and assess my situation for within me, so that I can address the situation. Because for me, it feels like the longer I'm holding on to something, like the more it festers. And that's not always the case. But for me, I like to be able to deal with it, because I can take a second, I can breathe, and I can, okay, this is, you know, if something were to happen, if we were parted for whatever reason, I would regret not being able to talk about to figure this out. And I know that's kind of extreme, but for me, I like to be able to assess the situation sooner than later. That way, you know, again, so I don't have to carry this with me more than I have to.
Okay, let's start right there. Let's breathe in through our noses and exhale. Okay, so that's just a common way to de-escalate. And as you can see, his dynamic pentameter is and that's fine.
Thank you.
I want to assess at this period if what he does works for her or if it doesn't. We know her style because she just told us what she does. We know what he does. Let me see if that works for you.
Wow. What he does that work for me? Sometimes. I think that it depends on what issue is being brought up and who's bringing it up.
Do you find that it looks like it sometimes works? Are you able to talk about it at any point at that time with Leti? At that
can you
time,
elaborate?
You want to talk? Yeah, I want you to elaborate.
No, can you elaborate on the question?
Okay. So because she just said sometimes depending upon what the conversation is and where it left off or went bad. But I'm asking you, is what you're saying like you just want to talk about it and get it out right then and there? Your inability to do that. Why don't you do that? Is it because she doesn't seem open to it? Or is it because really you are de-escalating yourself? You are reflecting because you use that. I want to know, do you really use that? Right. Or are you just taking that and going over to the side and you're just still being mad and festering? Are you really de-escalating for a time, an appointed time to come back and have the conversation? Notice I said appointed time. That's very important because oftentimes we go to the side, we retreat, we never come back to the conversation. The same thing happens the next day, the next day, and the next day. And all of it, the subject matters are very different, but the behavior is the same.
Okay. So I just want to be able to talk about it. And I really just I would like to be able to discuss what it is that I could potentially do different to help the situation. And I really mean that. And also what is wrong, what I'm feeling at the time. Because I mean, if I'm feeling something, that's legitimately what I'm feeling. So if I'm going away and I'm like having to second guess, like, well, maybe I'm wrong. Like, how about my feelings are authentic and they're real and I'm going through this? I would like to address it while I'm feeling it. Instead of going up saying, you know what, you're kind of wrong. No, I'm feeling these. I'm not saying that sometimes I can't get, I can't be outright, like just like, like over, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Where, sometimes we get in the heat of the moment, you get into your emotions. But I also feel like if I'm feeling something that's authentically me, there's nothing wrong with my emotions. There's nothing wrong with my feelings.
So let me ask Leti this. For example, let's use today. She loves you, but it was something happened during the day that made her, ooh, I didn't like you. Did you feel that was something that you could say, okay, I'm feeling this energy. Can we come back and talk about this at 8 o'clock? Can we have an appointed time? See, I want to give you interventions to work through stuff, not just talk about it and just hash. I want to give you interventions because it hasn't come to fruition if you've never spoken about it. If you just retreat and you retreat, no matter what that looks like, you still never had the conversation. Tomorrow's a new day, and that was never resolved. So the way we communicate with our homeostasis is it's boom, 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 boom. we never get to the slide in here where we're grooving. We are grooving naturally, but we never groove with what set us off. And it's usually the same thing that keeps setting us off every day. It's not the same subject matter, but it's that personality trait in that person. Something that they're doing is something that I don't like about your insensitivity, that you didn't notice the way something made me feel. And that usually happens often if that's how we're feeling. That's not the first time that's happened. And I'm not saying that to take sides. Like, I love both of them, but this is what I notice in relationships. We never get down to having the conversation when it's over. We say it's over, but is it really over? It's not. It's not, because I go to bed with it on my mind and I don't feel valued. I don't feel noticed, not in the way that I want it to be noticed. So I'm not inclined to get up under you. You better get out of my face. That's what you need to do.
That's
So how does that look for you guys? I just made that up. I don't know if that happens.
It does.
Okay, so that's what usually
and
happens.
that is what has been happening, at least for me.
Okay.
I don't feel like my feelings are validated.
Okay.
Like, I watch,
I struck gold, y'all.
Yeah, that is true. Like, I watch him, open up to, like, especially other women, yourself.
Yes.
Constantly on the phone.
Yes.
And then when I bring something up, it's like, I don't want to hear that. Like, why are you bringing this up again?
Did
and
you
it's
know
like,
that? See? They're together.
Hey, you learn something every day.
And what she just said to me.
This is real.
No.
Like,
and so this is not rehearsed, just so you guys know. They don't know what I'm going to ask them.
Not at all.
And so I'm appreciating her being in the moment, because he and I talk a lot. We belong to a social media group where we need to be progressive, and some things I don't understand. He may understand it. He may not, but we talk about it. But what she's saying is she watches him talk to other people and seem to have a seamlessly communication style. Why can't he have it with her?
Right.
Like, so the other people, I'll use me for an example. I'm your friend, so it's easier to have those conversations with me because you don't have that edginess. But what she wants to be is your friend.
Right. Yeah. Me too.
And your lover.
Yeah.
So the friendship that you have with other people, you have that with your partner as well. You need to be friends. You need to be friends where you genuinely care about how they feel, how they go to bed feeling, and not let the sun set with your heart being in disarray.
Right.
Because you may not wake up.
Exactly.
Right.
That is scriptural.
Right.
I won't go any deeper, but this is what I'll say. We don't know. Tomorrow's not promised.
Not.
Why would we go to bed being upset? So we have to figure out a better communication style. Do both of you see that?
Yeah.
I do. 100%. 110%.
And it's not that I'm upset that I'm not jealous that he is jealous of you, or it's like, why is that not given?
Why can't I get that too?
Right.
Yeah,
that's all.
I didn't take it like that. I didn't take it like that.
Good.
I'm glad you used me as an example, because we talk all the time.
Yeah.
No. I didn't take it like that.
Yeah.
So, and I always say, because, and he'll say it, I'll say, I will always say to the family, where is Leti when he's on the phone with me? Oh, where's Leti? I'm hollering out, telling her out. He's like, oh, she's in the room. And I'm like, why? So I don't know how much the room happens, but I need him to be in the room.
A lot.
It's like, this is a room, a lot. See, I promise you, this is the part he doesn't tell me. I see why, because I would be working with the communication style. This is the part we stay obsessed about something else mostly, because we're both learning. But why can't we set an appointed time where we have the discussion, and the discussion is a calm one?
Let's do it.
Can we set
100%. I'm so for that. We can do it right now.
This is our time.
I want to
every night.
Yes.
Can we, Leti, how practical?
110%. Let's go.
Like,
you got my 100% attention. I promise
you. Do you believe him when he say you have?
Yes, 100%. Let's sit down and do it. For sure.
Call me if there's a problem.
On everything, I will.
Totally.
Heck yeah, I will. I'm 100% for it.
Because if you never get to that part, then you never know how to navigate around that with the person, and that you're stepping directly on their toes.
Right.
Like, you didn't know that you just put your foot on my pinky toe, and it was a porn.
And just for the
Right.
record, I mean, I step on his toes too. I know
my fingers, I'm
sometimes
climbing
my
up the ladder.
communication
It's on my
style
head.
is to be aggressive because in the moment, right, I'm in my feelings and I'm an emotional person, right? I'm very much a nurturer, so I feel everything. I'm very empathic,
Right.
and so sometimes I do have to retreat and go into the room, the bedroom, just to gather myself and self-reflect and check myself first, right?
So
to make sure what I'm feeling or sensing or what is really going on is what is I don't want to hold his hand. Just
Let's go.
Can we self-reflect with each other in the evening? Can we force ourselves to be calm enough to self-reflect? Can I look into your eyes and say, you know, today was a bad day with me today with you because when you did this and you're silent long enough for me to get it out. And when I get it out, I squeeze your hand and I let you know now it's out. Because sometimes we don't know. We take breaths and the other person's ready to jump in.
Yeah.
And so I do this, and then that lets you know, okay, I'm ready now for you to jump in. Can we self-reflect, holding each other's hand, welcoming each other into our space instead of closing it off?
Yes.
Can we come together at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, even if we have to reschedule? It has to be every day though.
Yes.
Can we come together and hold each other accountable and be kind as if this were my last time talking to you?
Yes, absolutely.
When you 100%. Put it that way, yeah. And that is something that I think about often.
100%. I mean,
right, because it's happened so much. That is what is stuck in my head.
Wow.
And what I like to think is
I'm also working with somebody trying to work out those old memories and things that we did to each other while we were using substance, right? Because we did some.
Got it. Yeah. And so for me,
I don't need to get into all of that, but we know what we did.
I leave this earth tonight. I leave here tonight. I'm gone in the morning. I'm not here. And so what do I want to leave on? And again, as Leti, I have these visions on a daily where we're not here. And sometimes you see me crying for nothing. It ain't for nothing. Because I have these visions of my son being gone in an accident. And they may not be the best. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of feeling how I'm feeling. They come about and it brings me back to earth. We could not be here tomorrow. I wake up on a daily basis and I'm glad this heart's pounding because I know how important it is. And with that being said, I love my lady. I do. I love my lady. I love my son and I enjoy being here. I want to be able to work whatever it is that we need to work out as sooner than later because later might not come. Right. Let me go take a breath and have a heart attack and never get the moment to take. I get the whole going away and taking a breath, but I might not get that breath. I want to get it figured out the sooner than later. I don't want none to fester because I got a good life to live in front of me and I would love to have her with me. That's all I'm saying. And that thing is easy enough for me to sit down and say, okay, I know I'm a bit much. I'm a bit overexcited. I know I can annoy you that's kind of like my defense mode. But I also feel like I stay happy because I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be happy. I am not going to die stressed out. I'm not going to die because I have a heart attack because I wasn't able to keep my blood pressure down. I enjoy being hyped up. I'm hyped up by choice. I don't want to be like, you know what I mean? Like stuck with my back against the wall, hoping I don't get hit. Or I want to enjoy life every single minute. Some people may not agree, but I should have an enjoyable day every single day. I should have fun exactly as much as I want to be. I should have a good mood and be in a good mood as much as I can because I'm not going to be here for much longer. I got 27,000 days left if I'm lucky. You got what? 36,000 days if you live 100 years? 36,000 days. Come on now. That ain't long.
The average life expectancy is 70 to 80 if you're lucky.
Yes. So that's literally probably 20,000 days, 25,000 days on this earth. That is not that long, y'all. It ain't. For 300 days is a year. So 3 years is 1,000 days. It ain't that long, bro. Let's get real. We don't have much time.
So let's get real. I like that. Let's get real. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get together at an appointed time. And I mean, every day, schedule it, make it happen. Nothing else is more important than the family system.
Let's go.
There are so many things happening around us that take up our time. Yeah, do that again. Do that again. Right there. I love it. Do it again.
One more time. Down low. Too slow.
I love that. So we can do it if we deliberately take a moment for ourselves, deliberate and intentionally, on purpose, by design, we can set aside time for the system that needs to work. It's the one at home. It's the family system. So again, what could we have done better when this happened today? We're going to use this as an example, because I don't know how much more time we have here.
We got 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes. So 10 minutes. JB he's going to take 5 of those, and Leti's going to take the other 5. So what if we played it out again? What could we have done differently?
Before we move on, do they know who you are?
I said who I was at the beginning.
Okay, just your name?
Yes.
But what is her first? What's the name before her name?
Doctor. So
she's
that
not just,
part is
she's
not important.
Yeah, but she's not just somebody who's talking us into her. She knows what she's doing.
Can I please know what I'm doing? But you can tell that by what I'm doing, that I know what I'm doing. I'm Dr. Rene Margary, and I would like so much for people to sign up for themselves in the relationship. We sign up for other people all day. We ride for other people all day. Okay, all day. Ride for yourself. Ride for your relationship, because at the end of the day, you are accountable to have it with each other. Nobody else really cares.
Right. Nobody really cares.
I care because I care about relationships. But for the most part, even our friends, that's why we get therapists. We get therapists because they keep our secrets, and they'll hear it every time you pay them.
That's why you
But how about me telling you, talking to each other, and you're not paying each other, and you're just putting forth a concerted effort to listen to each other, to listen to my heart, to listen to how you make me feel. That should matter to you. It should matter to you how you make her feel, and it should matter to you how you make him feel. Because otherwise it's all for naught. So how could we have done this differently today? I don't know where it went wrong. I wasn't there.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Communication is key. If there's something I'm unaware of, how can I fix it? I mean, literally, how am I able to fix it? I don't know. Maybe I can, because I'm good at fixing stuff. I am, and I'll figure it out. But in relationships, I feel like you have to have I guess you have to be on the same, level, so to speak. But I feel like if I know what I am able to fix, because I do this for a living, I fix things. I have a robotics degree. I fix things. I'm a facilities maintenance technician. I can fix stuff. So I will take a second, step back, look at what the issue is, the real problem, and then work on it. I'm not just going to just fix it. I need to know what's wrong first. If I don't know what's wrong, what am I fixing? I don't know. It could be anything. So I need to know what's wrong, and then I can dive into what I need to do to be able to start fixing. I got to start somewhere.
So number 1 is you need to know what's wrong. Let's break it down. And number 1 is you need to know what's wrong. You need to know that in order to dive in so you can fix it.
Yes.
Did you hear that, Leti?
I did hear that.
Did you hear? Squeeze his hand. Let him know you heard it. He needs to know what's wrong so that he can work on fixing it.
I'm going under here.
When you know that, Leti, how can you respond differently? Because you know that he needs to know what's wrong so that he can work on fixing it. How could you have responded differently if he would have given you that version?
Then it maybe wouldn't have turned into an attack. Because I think for me, what I'm doing is I'm almost like keeping score.
Almost like?
Well, not almost like. I am keeping score.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
So I'm already coming
there you go.
into the situation. I'm feeling a certain way, and I'm already playing this tape in my mind of previous
situations just like this
with him, where I've already played it in my head. Well, he's already going to respond like that. So I'm just going to get mad, and I'm just going to stay in this place. And this is just how it's going to be, instead of coming and saying, when you do that, I feel this way. And it's not that it's your job to fix me. I know that it's not your job. It's just that I want to be heard. I want you to be that shoulder that I can cry on, the way that I see you are with other people. I would like that, right? Then I would be more responsive to coming to you in a non-aggressive manner, without that chip on my shoulder, so to speak. Okay. That's how I would.
So if I was to have a conversation with somebody, and it wasn't something to something that you didn't like because it's something you're not getting, and by being responsive in a way of like aggressively, is there a way to maybe come at it to where I can at least assess it or at least address it to where I can maybe understand what it is instead of being upset about something that I don't really have any control over. I could not talk to my friends. I could not have a discussion.
Yeah, and I'm not asking you to not talk to them. That's not what I'm
actually asking for the same psychological predisposition that you give them, the loving kindness that you give them. She's asking you to give that to her, just like you give it to your friends.
And
that's what I hear her asking.
I agree. I should be. She should be the very first person. I don't want to just come home and take out all my aggression on her. I want to be able to come home and give her my love. I don't want her to feel like I can't talk to her. She can't talk to me. I really feel like it's important to have that structure. I really do. It's very necessary to have a happy home. I feel is to have a home to go to first of all, and then to have the happiness to go with it. And I think that starts from within. I want to be happy, and I know what makes me happy, but I would like to know what makes her happy as well.
Well, I think that we did some effective communication tonight, so we can reset our homeostasis to a place of love, kindness, and we know now what problem she has with you when you do that thing that she doesn't know how to navigate around, and she's already feeling some type of way because she's watched how kind you could be to other people.
Right. Yeah.
She only wants the same thing. I don't think that that's asking for too much, and I don't think it's asking for too much that you don't leave it to him to guess what it is.
Right.
Boom.
To put his finger on it.
Drop the mic.
Because well, that drop it with her feelings too, not only on yours.
Okay.
So let's drop 2 mics.
Okay.
Boom. Stay tuned. I'll be back again. This was fun. I'd like to incorporate if we really try to ascribe to what we know about scripture, and we're going to talk and dive more and more into that. We really protect the family system. We really protect the love that we have for people, period, not just within our personal relationship. We love and respect, and love and respect, it yields effective communication because that's the only way that you can have it. So I don't know if we're timing out because I can't see that well.
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay.
3.
So, okay.
We can go over or under. It don't matter. We do what we want.
I want you to, in closing, Jake, I want you to tell Leti how much you love her. And Leti, I want you to respond to him. And I'm going to lean back and I want you guys to look into each other's eyes when you do it.
Okay.
Please.
I love you almost more than anything. And I say that because I literally have, my little, from my loins, but I literally, I hold you higher than anyone else. You're my best friend. You're the person I trust with my life and my wife, right? I trust you with both of those. I trust you with my life. I trust you with my son. I trust you with everything I do, my time, my energy. And you are the person I want to be with. I would love to see us grow old together, get married, have kids. You know what I'm saying?
Not gonna happen.
But really, me, you are the most,
I love that.
you are the most important person in my life, and it may not always seem like that, but it is true. You are my best friend. Good news comes about. I want to tell you, I want to come running to you. I don't want to go run to tell nobody else. I want to share the good news with you because me and you get excited together. Even with the things that don't go well, I want to be telling you because you're going to be the one that helps me figure this stuff out. Me and you together as a team. So that's important to me to have my mate happy, to understand that I do love you. I hope you know I love you. If you don't, well, I'll tell you what.
Now I want her to tell you what.
Okay. HWHAT. What?
Can I do this without
crying?
You know that I love you. We have been through, it seems like lifetimes in 6 years. Like there's been a lot, but I know that when I first met you.
She's about to cry, y'all. You could do that. You could do that.
I knew that there was something special about you. You're an amazing person. Like what you taught me was how to love myself, right? I was such a people pleaser. I was running around trying to please everybody. And you're like, what about you? Love yourself. And I was like, what does that even look like? I'm just so busy doing and doing and doing for other people, right? That I sometimes get lost in the background. And I just want to be heard. But I love you very, very much. I love that little boy. I love what we have. And I want to build with you. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm still here. Still
she
here.
She puts up with a lot, though. She does. She puts up. I'm messy.
Work on that, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Clutter bug.
I love you very, very much.
Promise.
He always wants somebody
Yeah,
to promise everything. Give her the pinky. Give her the pinky.
The old pinky swear, huh?
There we go. There we go. I like that. Do that again.
Come on. Gangster league. Yeah. The old finger hug.
Yeah.
The old finger hug.
Yeah.
The old finger hug.
Yeah.
The old finger hug.
Yeah.
Woo!
Let's
Go,
it.
baby.
I
Let's go.
love this. Wow. That's the way we get some resolution.
That was a release.
Thank you for being authentic.
Just say that out loud because I
Thank you.
have wanted to come on here and talk about this, right? So
you did. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I told them let's talk about this tonight. They did not know this was not rehearsed.
Yeah.
We have something else, but nothing like this. This is real. This is unscripted, authentic. This is the stuff that we want. We want to be able to be ourselves because ain't nobody doing it. Only person can do it like us is us. So that's why we call it just like us. You know what I mean? So yes, and we want to thank all of you for being a part of this episode.
I love it.
And again, our next episode, we're going to have another special guest. So we want to say thank you to everybody who's joining us live. And for those who catch the replay, thank y'all for coming and showing up and being a part of this.
And tell people about it.
Yes.
Tell people about it.
Yes.
Tell people about it and tell people about it. Tell them to go and watch the replay. Invite friends in. Let's get the numbers up.
Let's go, y'all.
Let's
for real.
each one teach one and pull each other up.
Let's go.
Let's give them something to
talk about. Yeah. All right. Love
Thank you,
y'all guys.
Dr. Renee.
Stay tuned. Thank you, Dr. Renee. And this is one of my closest friends in the world, y'all. Thank you, Dr. Renee. We love you. Y'all stay tuned. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.